utilize.
Thank you, Your Worship. First thing I'd like to comment is the building height. What generally restricts us from going more than 4 stories besides the bylaws? Is it our building type? Is it the wood frame construction?
Yeah, the building code has some limitations once you go beyond, say, 4 to 5 stories. You
Okay.
go from non-combustible construction. There's a number of other code things that trigger it.
Okay. So that will take some work in our OCP. And the other question I have for staff, Your Worship, is further to my comments earlier about the recycling room. Is that something that staff will work with the developer to incorporate for our public hearing, or is that something that I have to make a motion for and amend right now?
Staff will discuss it with the developer and the architect to see for that.
Okay.
Within a week, the drawings can be changed, like we have.
Okay. So next Monday we'll see a recycling room in there.
We might have some confirmation that might be able to be accommodated somewhere in the building.
And how do we go about changing that so new developments for more than, say, four units or a fourplex have that kind of facility in them, so that when our city does get curbside recycling for every household in Salmon Arm, which is inevitable, that we facilitate these buildings in the cup of not only waste but also recyclables.
I just want for staff to be aware of that. I guess the second would be a little more certainty, maybe amending the development permit guidelines to speak to that. And having a possible location for that. I guess the other thing to consider is exactly what is the best setup in terms of area and a number of other things. But there's an awareness of staff that council's interested in that, and then further to that we could, I guess, confirm that within the development guidelines.
So thank you.
Okay.
I think it's still on from previous council.
Thank you, Your Worship. I just wanted to clarify, staff has said somewhere around $26,000 was going towards park DCCs, and that DCC bylaw that we just revisited, we came up with those numbers and that DCC charge for parks based on specific parks in the park DCC bylaw, or in the long.
Yeah, there's a specific project.
I understand Councillor Harrison's concern. It's high density, and is there going to be a play area or a green space? And I also understand Councillor Itzan's comments, but personally, 2 blocks to one of the major parks, to me, is not an unrealistic, and it isn't a bad option for a park. And I guess I don't want to create unrealistic expectations in the community that the DCC bylaws for parks means we're going to have a park in every block. I don't think we could afford that as a city, and I don't think it's realistic. So personally, I think that this high density is ideal in this location because it is close to Blackburn Park, it's close to Fletcher Park, and I don't see another community or neighborhood park going in this area anytime soon. So I don't want to create an unrealistic expectation. I understand the concern, but I just think we have to be careful what people are expecting with regards to our parks DCCs. So that's just a general comment.
Councillor Harrison.
Could we just see the intersection map? That's my last sort of thing I need to understand about this. Is it possible just to show work at that intersection, like where the stop signs are, where the through traffic goes?
Your Worship, the through traffic will come down 3rd Street southeast and turn around 4th Avenue southeast. And what shows here is proposed stop bars, no stop sign here. This location.
Okay, so people coming up 3rd stop there.
And the people southbound on 3rd will have to slow down, come around the curve here, and then come over the steep hill. So they will have to slow down. The problem right now is people they shoot over the top of this hill, and the distance is very poor in this area.
Okay, it looks like an improvement in the intersection to me. All right, thank you.
Further to that, and it's going to slow the traffic down, but it also forces it to the left, and there will be increased traffic coming from that side. I can see this would be very difficult, but this huge speed serves any purpose without forcing it to the left. I think we want to force it. No, we don't want to force it to the left. Because there's people coming up. Like that.
You'll come, they'll sleep wide on the corner. And then swing to the left here. Is this the indicator?
Yep.
Yeah.
Other than we'll paint the center line and, and bring the center line up to the stop bar.
Big speed. Councillor Campbell.
Yeah, I was thinking parks too when I pushed my button there, and I think that really it's unreasonable to think about when we start to develop a density right through the downtown area, the area over that direction, we'll have a lot of seniors that will be in those buildings with, and it would almost create a need for a park on every, or some space on every block, and maintenance, I think that we maybe have a different philosophy, some of us, but I also think that 2 blocks is not very far. We've got a beautiful park over here now, and it's certainly 1,000% better than what it used to be, and people were not happy with it before, so.
Question, all in favor of the motion as amended? Opposed? Motion is carried. At this point, I'd like to welcome some representatives from the school district. We have Dr. Charles Saab, Bobby Johnson, and Bruce Hunt. We're going to make a presentation regarding demographics. Welcome to council.
I'm going to do this as a 3-man show here. And I get to do the, thank you very much for letting us come today. The reason that we're here is that in the past few years, we've watched other districts in our own close schools. And everybody, when we started to close schools, and no one understood what was going on in the districts around us. So last spring, we decided as a board that we would go to all of our councils, our regional districts, our PACs, and tell them what the demographics are of major decline. And so we thought that people around the district, not people understood what we were facing and the financial aspect that we have with this. Every year that I've been a trust in aid, our budgets, we've had to cut from our budgets. Ours have been really huge. Like the year that we closed Summer Elementary, we were over $3 million short on a budget. And when you look at our budget, 90% of it is for people. So we don't have a lot of leeway to move within our budgets. And we know that in the coming future that we will still be short with declining enrollment. This year, first time we went under 400 kids registered in kindergarten. We were at 364, which I think was a big shock to most of us. So we know that coming along we will still be in decline and still have to find a lot of money to make our budget work, to get programs for kids. So I'm going to give it off to Bruce, and he's going to go through the PowerPoint because I've never done one. So he's going to go through the PowerPoint that you have on your computers, and I'll turn it over to Bruce.
Morning, Councillor, Mayor and Councillor. Good evening. And with assistance of your staff, I put it on your screen. So, sometimes it's useful at the start of a presentation to say where we're going to go. So that's what I was going to start with. What you're going to see is all those municipalities, including yourselves and local government, has approved all kinds of building and building permits, especially over the last couple of years. The issue of demographics is entrenched and provincial, and declining enrollment for school-age students in the province will decline to 2015, and that's the same for our school district. And what we'll see that since 1997, the district's declined by over almost and to now, and by 2015, even with modest population growth in terms of folks moving into the area, the district will be down about 2,600 students. In 2015, we'll have 2,600 empty student desks with a school district